A very good morning to all of you. I hope everyone is well and all of you are safe at home and doing all the works related to your studies. In the last topic, we discussed about linear programming problem and graphical solution related to the linear programming problems. In this week, with a new day, I am going to start a new topic which is familiar to all of you, as you all have already studied this topic in class 11th. The name of the topic is relations and functions. We all know about the relation and a function and its related properties. In this topic, we are going to discuss types of relations, types of functions, and the composition of function in terms of fog and Gauss. So I am going to start. Please see the video very carefully. So first of all, if we have two non-empty sets that contain some elements, and if we cross each other, that is if we write like A cross B, we are doing the Cartesian product here. So a set which is the subset of the Cartesian product is called the relation from A to B. That is, suppose we have A and B, two non-empty sets. A cross B is called the Cartesian product. For example, if A is 1, 2, 3, the set contains the element 1, 2, 3. B is 3, 4, 5. Then A cross B is 1, 3, 1, 4, 1, 5, 2, 3 and so on. Number of elements we get, this is 3, 3 into 3, 9 elements we got. Now, suppose we have a set C, which is 1, 3, 3, 4, 3, 5, 2, 4. Now these elements are included in A cross B. So if a set is the subset of A cross B, then that set is called the relation from A to B. So as simple as that, relation is the subset of the Cartesian product. So now I'm going to tell you types of relation which will help you to understand the clear meaning of relation. I will also show you some of the mappings, some of the diagrams which will help you to elaborate different types of relations. We first go through the definitions of domain and range, which are the parts of the relation. Now if we have two sets A and B, A cross B is the Cartesian product of the set and R is the relation from A to B, which is the subset of the Cartesian product. Here we have taken one example in which two sets A and B are given as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 containing 6 elements. When we see a relation from it, which is written as 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 5, 5, 6. The first element in the ordered pair, that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, are called the domain, and the second element in the ordered pair is called the range. So in simple language we can say, suppose we have an equation and if we put the value of x by hit and trial error method, the value that we put in place of x is called the domain and the answer we get for y is called the range. So according to the definition, the set of all first elements in the ordered pair in a relation R from A to B. For example, this 1, this 2, this 3, this 4 and this 5, this is called domain because we are putting this value in the equation and the answer that we are getting is called the range 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So here the relation of 1 is with 2, the relation of 2 is with 3, the relation of 3 is with 4, 4 with 5 and 5 with 6. The whole set B is called the codomain. So here we have three things: domain, the first element; range, the second element; and the complete B set is called the codomain. Now there is a note here: the range must be a subset, either it may be a subset or equal also to the codomain. So this we have to remember to use in some questions also. So before starting the types of relation, you should understand the meaning of the relation, the mapping of the relation, the meaning of Cartesian product, the meaning of domain, range and codomain. In the next part of the video, I will tell you the types of relation which will help you to understand the concept of equivalence relation more clearly. Now we are going to discuss the types of relation. There are total 8 types of relation. I am going to discuss each type with one example. The first one is empty relation. Suppose we have a set and a relation given such that none of the elements are related to each other in any possible way, then that is called the empty relation. For example, if we have a set A which is equal to 1, 2, 3 containing 3 elements, and the relation is saying that the mod of x minus y equal to 8, where this x and y belongs to A. So it is not possible to subtract either of these numbers to get the answer 8. So that type of relation in which no elements have relations between them is called empty relation. For that, the phi is the subset of A cross A, means the phi is the subset of the Cartesian product. So in case of empty relation, no elements are related to each other, so the only possible element present there is phi. Next is universe relation. As the name suggests, the whole universe represented to this relation, that is, every element is related to other element. All the elements are related to each other. For example, suppose we have a set 1, 2, 3 and the relation is saying that mod of x minus y is greater or equal to 0. Now if we put the elements from this set, we will get the number either positive, either negative, but because of the mod, it is always positive or either equal to 0. So such a relation in which all the elements are related to each other is called universe relation, and in which no elements are related to each other is called empty relation. Next we have the identity relation. As the name suggests, each set of the element is related to itself only. That is, if we have the set A, B, C and the relation is A, A, B, B, C, C, that is, every set is related to itself only. That is called the identity relation. Next is inverse relation. As the name suggests, inverse means reciprocal. So if we have a set in which the elements are the inverse pair of another set, that is, A is A, B, C, D, the relation is B, A and B, C, that is, the relation is the inverse of this set. So this relation is called the inverse relation because the elements are in the inverse form as per the set. So empty relation in which no elements are related, universe relation in which all the elements are related to each other, identity means only the element is related to itself, and in inverse the element is related to the inverse pair. Now I am going to tell you the most important topic related to class 12th, related to relations topic, is equivalence relation. Now what is the equivalence relation? A relation which holds true for 3 types of relation, that is reflexive, symmetric, transitive, is called the equivalence relation. In the next part of the video, I will show you what is a equivalence relation. Now the most important topic related to relation is equivalence relation. As the name suggests, there is a equivalency here, means the relation satisfies 3 important conditions, that is the reflexive nature, symmetric nature and transitive nature. Now what are these 3 natures? We will go through with one example. Suppose we have a set 1, 2 and the relation we make it from that set is 1, 1, 2, 2, 2, 1, 2 and 2, 1. As the reflexive relation states that the element maps to itself only, that is 1, 1, 2, 2 are the component of this relation. So this relation is called reflexive, as the same element is mapping to itself. Just like we have discussed in the identity relation, the elements are in relation with itself. So that type of relation is called reflexive relation as well as the identity relation. But the main difference between both is that in case of identity relation, only the available elements are related to itself, but here they are related to some other elements also. So in case of reflexive relation, the mapping to itself is necessary. That is, the same element must lie in the ordered pair. Next is symmetric. Suppose A and B belong to R, then B and A must belong to R. Then only the relation is symmetric. For example, if 1, 2 belong to R, 2, 1 must belong to R. Otherwise the relation is not symmetric. So as we see in the same example, 1, 2 and 2, 1 both belongs to R. So that is called symmetric relation. If 2, 3 belong to R and 3, 2 belongs to R, then that is called symmetric relation. If A, B belongs to R, B, A should belong to R. Third one is transitive. If A and B belongs to R, B and C belongs to R, then there must lie a relation between A and C such that AC belongs to R. For example, in this case, in this example, 1, 2 belongs to R, 2, 3 belongs to R, then this 2 cancel out, 1, 3 must belongs to R. So a relation that satisfies all three conditions, that is mapping to itself, A and B lies to R, then B and A must lies to R also, A, B, B, C, then AC must lies to R also. These three relations are satisfied by a relation, then that relation is called equivalence relation. I am again recalling you, a relation in which three conditions are satisfied. Number one, reflexive, same element should exist in the ordered pair. Second is symmetric, that is if 1, 2 lies, 2, 1 must lies. That is AB lies, then BA must lies in the relation. And the third is transitive. If 1, 2, 2, 3 lies, then 1 and 3 should lie in the relation. So all three conditions if satisfied, that relation is called equivalence relation. Now I will help you out using this concept. We will solve one example which will help you to elaborate this relation concept more clearly and easily.